Okay, so I am making this video for all of you to start coding in Visual Studio Code. And I have mentioned it in the manual for the week 5 that you should use a directory name as week 5. So, and then you should start using the command npm int, and it will be creating some package.json file. So in this short video, what I'm going to do, I will start this process and will let you know how to do all this stuff starting from the very first. So I already have created a week 5 directory in my folder, and I am at the moment C prompt here. Now I will say cd, and because I don't remember the exact address of my file, so what I do is I go to the my section, and here I know that this is my week 5, so I will just copy it from here. Okay, and you can use any way to know the path, but for me this way I works. So I come here, cd control V. Now I have this path. You may have a different path at your place. Important thing is that the name of the directory is week 5, and then I went there, and then here the first command I would be starting would be npm. Okay, npm and npm int. So when I put the npm int, what it will do, it will actually create a json package.json file, and this is the first and the thing you will be doing when you create a new directory. And for week 5 you have to follow this way. So, and this is one-time job, you don't need to do it again and again. Once you create a directory, which in our case is week 5, then you switch into the directory, and then you write down first and the last time npm int enter. Then you say package name is week 5, it takes the same name as the directory, say yes, and version yes, and description, this is for week 5, you can say it any name. Enter entry point index.js, yes. Test command, I don't want to give it any. Git repository, I don't want to. Keywords, no. Author, if you wish, you can place your name here. I put NQ here, and then license, yes, and enter. This is all done. So now you have created your package.json file. Then you start your Visual Studio Code, and you type VIS, you have a Visual Studio Code, enter, and then it runs. Okay, and now you have to go to the week 5 directory. So you click file, and then you click open folder, then you click week 5 wherever you have created, and then you say select folder, and soon it will be there. Now you can see that because I have started the Visual Studio Code from my week 5, so it's already there, but you can also do this way. So if you click this package.json file, you can see that the name is week 5, description, this is for week 5, author NQ, just to give you an idea. Now we have to start our coding here. So I have to do some install some packages. So what I'm doing, I'm checking where's my terminal window. Okay, so my terminal window should be somewhere here. This is terminal window. Okay, click this, and now you can see something here. So the first thing we will be using in our program this week is mongoose. So, and mongodb. So what I will do, I will install the mongodb and mongoose in this directory. How to do this? npm space install space mongo space 2 dash save, enter. Now look at it, it is now installing this. Then I also need to use mongoose, so I say npm space install space mongoose mongoose space dash dash save, enter. So now we have installed the 2 packages that we are working on. Now we can start our programming. So we will click file F, then we will say new file, and then this is untitled, we have to save it. So again click file, save as, index index Now here, rather than the plain text, I click it and will search something called JavaScript. Here I found JavaScript, click and save. So you can see this is index.js file. Now I have index.js file ready. So I am now ready to start down my coding. In order to start down my coding, as I mentioned in the lecture, we have to include the package called mongoose. So this is what we will be using it. So the first line that I'm using here is called what? Mongoose. And you all know how to include a package. So first the variable itself, I say mongoose equals require bracket single quote, okay, and then mongoose m. It also give you help, so you just click this here, mongoose, enter. Now mongoose is ready to be used with the name mongoose here. Then the second thing we will be using, we will be defining the URL for our database. So I say constant space, and in my case I have given it in the lecture all capital, but it's not necessary. You can use any syntax, but this is good if you can use capital one underscore UR, let's say I, and then single quote. Now mongodb, and then you say colon, then double slash, oh, sorry, it should be small, sorry, mongodb colon double slash. Now you have to give localhost colon host colon and the port number 27017 and the slash and the name of the database you want to connect. Here I am giving a new database name so that you can see that a new database name is created. For example, I can give it a lab session week 5. Okay, in your tutorial you will see the name is the week 5 because I already have created the lab, week 5, so I have given it okay, let's put this way so you don't have a problem. Week underscore 5, or give it any name, maybe lab underscore week 5. This is a name I am giving. You can give it any other name, but that's better to give it lab underscore week 5 or week 5. Fine. So this is our URL. Now we have defined, or we have used mongoose and we have defined the URL. Now we are ready to use to connect. So we say mongoose because we want to connect. So we will be using this mongoose here. Okay, dot connect. When I say dot, then connect. Okay, and then I will use this name that I have written here, which is mongo, M-O, you see it's giving me this name, comma. Now there is some religious thing that you have to use in order to connect, and the religious thing that you have to use is start with the bracket and end with the bracket, and within this bracket you define out something called use unified and topology. Use unified topology, U is small and unified U is capital and T is capital. Then you put colon, true, then you put comma, and then you say use new URL parser and colon, and this time also you put true. Okay, so this is the two things that you would be using. And now once you say mongo.connect, then you will be using this mongo.connect for making a connection. And how will you do this? You will say constant db equals mongoose dot, and now you have the connection method. Okay, and bracket, sorry, colon. This thing is done. Now we, as I mentioned in the lecture, that we would be using two events, callback events. One is called on and the other one is called once. So now I'm using the on method. And on event is used for what? For the error handling. So what I will use this, I will use this DB that I have used here. So I say DB dot, and the method I want to use is on, then a bracket, and then within this bracket, first of all, because I'm using it for error handling, I will mention error, comma, and here I will be putting what? I will be putting callback function. The way to do this is function and then two brackets, and within these two brackets I will be putting, because I'm using it, error handling, okay, and then body of the function enclosing two curly brackets. In this curly bracket, what I will be doing, I will be writing just a message, for example, console dot log, and then in here I will write some error has occurred. For example, I can say error occurred, and then I will say plus err. Okay, this will be the object that will be coming and it can be displayed. Okay, so this is the error handling done. Then I want to write down the code for the success event. So db dot, and this time I will be using once, once is once, and in the once event, because this is a connection event, I will put connected, comma, and then again callback function, okay, two bracket, and then a two curly bracket, and this time, last time I have passed it error because I want to use the error function, but this time I am not passing any error function. I will leave it blank, and then I will just put out here some message which is like console dot log bracket single quote, and I would say console connection is successful, and then two, and here I can put the URL number, URL name as well. For example, you can say something like this because you are using a variable, so you can put $sign. Whenever you use a variable in a single quote, you should put a $sign, and the name of the variable I want to use is mongo underscore URI, because this is the name we have given, mongo yeah, and mong underscore UR. So all done now. We have this Mongo UR this and connect. And so let's see if it is working or not. What we will do, we will save it. You see this blue sign, this means we have to save it. So save all, always do the save all. This is a good practice. And then come to the terminal window. And here, this time we will be using not the node, rather npm. Sorry, because we are compiling, so we'll say node, and then the name of the file index, and then .js, and this says connection is successful. This means if there was some error, this message will be generated. Because there was not any error, so this message is generated. This means our connection is done. In order to stop this program, press Ctrl C. So when I press come to the terminal window and press Ctrl C. Okay, now we will write further code into it, into the line number 13. And as I mentioned, that the second step was after the connection to create a schema, and we are creating a schema for the person. Okay, and we said that the person would have name field, age field, and gender field, and salary field. Okay, so what we will do, we will put constant because we want it to be fixed, and then we put a name person schema, let's say. Okay, you can give it any name. I have put person scheme equals. Now I have to use mongoose, the one that I have created before, dot. And one thing I forget, it's a new object, so we have to put, let me do it again for you so you don't get disturbed. Okay, equals new, and then mongoose, comma, colon, and then you put down because you are creating a schema. So if you put S here, then you can have schema, schema, Okay, mongoose dot schema, and then you put a bracket here, and in this bracket you put a curly bracket. So now you can write your schema. So again, constant, because I want to make it constant, and person schema is the name that I want to give it. New, because I want to create a new object, and mongoose schema is the keyword offered by mongoose. Here I will be writing down the schema. For example, I will say name colon and then two curly brackets, and in the curly brackets I will be writing down the type of this name, which is string, and you know by that is a JSON, so I will put colon and then comma, and because I want this to be a primary key, so I say required. Primary key in a sense that it must be required, not in the RDMS sense. Required colon true. So this is for the name. Then for the second field I put comma, enter, and then I say age colon, and then I will say, because age is a number, so I put the number field. Okay, and then I put comma, and then I say gender. Okay, and because I have put that number, gender should be string, comma, and salary should be number. So my schema is now ready. So again, the keyword is mongoose.schema. New, because I want to create a new object. This can be any name, and I want it to be constant because no one can change it later. So this is my schema, and it has got field name, field age, field gender, and field salary. And after each field, I have put comma, 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 comma. Okay, colon, colon, colon. Fine, and this is done. So now I have creating a schema. The third step was to create a model. Create a model. Okay. So in line number 26, I will be creating a what? A model. So model, to create a model, again I will be using the mongoose keyword model, and would be assigning it to some variable. So the way it works is that I will be using, for example, again constant, and in the time I say person doc equals, and now I will be using the mongoose again, and this time the keyword model, two brackets, and within these two brackets I will assign three parameters. The first one is the name of the model. You can give it any number name. For example, I will say ABC model. It does not matter to me at the moment. Okay. The second one is the name of the schema. It must be similar, that I have put here, must be similar. Otherwise it will have a problem. So I copy it here and come here and put up here, Control V. Also, you should note one more thing here, that when I am creating this model, I have put this into the single quote, but person schema, because it's my variable, so I did not put in a single quote. And the third one is also important, and it will be put placed in a single quote. This is the name of the collection that I want to create in my MongoDB. So I will say, for example, I can say person collection, person collection. Okay, so this is all. I have just created a model and name it that I can refer person_doc. Now this is done. The second step would be that I want to model, when this command is executed, there would be a collection. Now I want to add a record into this collection. In order to this, I have to create a document. So in order to create a document, what I will do, I will create an object of this person doc. Okay, so the way I will be doing, first of all, let me write down here, create a single document. Okay, to be added in the collection. Okay, so here it is, and then enter, and then what I will do, I will write down a single collection, a single document. So the way it is, for example, I would assign it some name, document1 equals, again new, and this time I will put this person doc, because I want to create a new instance of this person doc. Okay, and inside this I will assign all the values that I have given into this schema: name, age, gender, and salary. How will I do this? So I will say name, colon, it could be any name. For example, what is the best name in your class? I'm not sure though. Yes, any name you want to give. Let's say this time Mohan. Mohan is a good boy. Mohan. Okay, and because he attends very regularly and show his interest. Mohan, comma, and then I say age. Well, this is not the real age of the Mohan. I'm just putting it up 20, comma, and then the second field was, what was the second field? Gender. Well, I should put a gender here. Let's say it male. Okay, comma. Oh, and I have to put male into double quote because, sorry, that's just my mistake. Okay, so I will put male here and then comma, and then you can put salary. Once he pass this course, he will be going to a job with 5,000 euro. Okay, and then the bracket is closed. Yeah, you know it. So yes, so we have just created a new person document. All we have to do is we have to use this document1 dot save command, and when we use this save command, we also have to handle what you call it, callback function. So we say function error document that you have added, and with two curly brackets. Okay, and inside this curly bracket you will say if an error is occurred, if there is some error, then please can you do something, that you will say return console dot error and this error object. So you will come to know what the error is. Okay, and if error is command, okay, return console. Okay, and then I think I'm doing something wrong here. Okay, yeah, the wrong thing is that I did not put a curly bracket for this. Wait a second. Yes, this is now fine. And then I will say else if there is no error, then what you will do, you will say console.log. Okay, and you will say document is added, and you can also put the name of the document here, doc. And then it's all done. You have to save it, save all. Okay, comes here again, and you say node index.js enter. Oh, you have got an error. So let's see what the error: invalid schema configuration, true is not a valid path at required here. So what I have done something wrong at the line number, line number. Okay, use unifying topology is not the supported. I think I did not put the right name here. Okay, so we are having a problem here, and the way to solve this problem is, because it's saying us that unified topology is not supported, and I have just figured out that I have done a mistake here, which is a spelling mistake, and that's, I should say, topology. This is my problem, this is my mistake, so I have corrected it. Now I save it once again, save all, and then I come back to the terminal window, and then once again I say node index.js enter. Oh, I still have a problem. And what's the problem? True is not a valid type at the path name required. Okay, so this is still an error, and I am trying to find out this error. And what I have found here, this is my mistake. So you see, sometimes the spelling mistake makes a problem. So it is type. Okay, the type, I misspelled it. Now I save it again, save all, and then Control C in order to, okay, and then node index.js, okay, and then enter. Oh, this time it's worked, isn't it? So everything is fine. You can see connection is successful to Mongo URL. In fact, this should be different. It should give you the name. I will see what's the problem there, but anyway, it's working. And doc is added, and the document we have added is, if you say this is an ID generated by the MongoDB itself, name Mohan, age 20, gender male, salary 5,000, and then we say Control C to come out. Now Now we wish to see if this collection and database is created in our MongoDB. So how can we do this? We have different way to do this. One is that we can start the MongoDB compass and let's see if it is there. So what I will do, I will start this MongoDB compass here once again, and I would say MongoDB compass, click here. And this is not required, I just wanted to give you that feel that you have created a database and it is in the MongoDB. So what I will do, let it start loading, plugging 13, 21, 35, it is taking a bit time. Hopefully it will be done in a while, yes. And then I say connect and localhost to 27107, connect. And do you remember what is the name of the database we have given? Let's see what's the name they gave. We say lab underscore week 5. So this database must be in the MongoDB now. I come here and can I see it? Lab underscore week 5. Yeah, we have it. Lab underscore week 5, isn't it? Yeah. And then we click it here. Oh, we have a person collection here. Then there should be one document, Mohan, isn't it? Click here. Oh, we have a Mohan 20 meal 5000. So we can see that this code is now working for making a connection. What if I run this again? I say enter. This time one more record is added. So this means now I should have a 2 record. Click here and refresh it from here. I have a 2 record. Let's do something more in order to make it more interesting and change the document. Where we can change the document? Here. We say new person name Mohan. This time change it to something different. For example, Fatima. Okay. And age 20, or let's say something different. 23, for example, gender female. And then salary, for example, let's say 3, 4, 5, something like this. Okay. And then save it again, save all. And then Control C to stop the program and then run it again. And you can see doc is added, name Fatima, age 23, gender female, and salary 3450. Do you understand where it is coming? It is coming because of this line, console.log, doc is added, comma doc. So what is happening when you say doc1.save, there is a callback function which have got error, and the doc where the doc is the result and error is some error function. Because this is not generating any error, this means this line is not running, and it comes directly to this here and says doc is added, and whatever the doc we have written or passed, it is displaying it here. And let's see if our record is there. Click here and then refresh it, and we have a 3rd record, Fatima. Okay, so guys, now you have seen, and I have explained you in the literature, in the lecture, and now I have shown you how to code it. Repeat. There are 5 steps when you actually do a program to connect with the MongoDB using Mongoose. The first step is you have to install it. This is just a one-time step, and using the npm install mongoose. Then you include the mongoose package. Then what you do, you actually connect the mongoose with the MongoDB. You specify localhost, port number, and your database. And this is how you do it in your program. Okay, and then you use the connect method of the mongoose. Then you actually start using 2 events. One is called on event. On event is where you check the error. The once event, the once event is where you check if the connection is made successful. Once you write down the code for this, then you create your schema. The schema can be anything. Okay, and then you create a model from the schema. In the model, you specify 3 things: the name of the model, the schema name, which you have named here. Similarly, they must be same. And then the collection you want to create in your MongoDB. Then from this model, you actually create a document. Okay, and then you use the document.save method to write down the document into the your collection, which is person collection. This is an example of how you actually write down a single document in the collection. And if you want to add one more, you run the program again. But of course, you would like to add more than one record. So how to do this? We have shown you that how will you be using it in your in the lecture that I was that you can see the video. Now I will show you how to add multiple records in your mongoose application. Okay, so we will do in the mongoose application now for the multiple records. So in the end of the document, in the end of our code, I will now declare an array that will hold more than one person, and then I will use collection.insert command to add multiple records in your collection. Let's see how we do it. So first thing first, we have to write down what? A multiple array. And you all know what an array is. Array is something that can hold more than one record into your database. So that's what we are now going to do. So in your JavaScript, the way to create an array is that you need a name to create an array followed by two brackets. So for example, here I say many person equals and this double bracket or square bracket. Inside this square bracket, I will be writing down the data for the multiple arrays, multiple person. So first person, comma, second person, comma, if you wish to, sorry, if you want to do third person, so on. Within this curly bracket, I will be putting out the values of all the data that I have presented here in my schema. So this is name, age, gender, and salary. So 4 fields. So for example, I say name, colon, and any name, for example, Ali, comma, Ali, comma, then why am I doing something wrong? Yes, I'm doing something wrong. It should be bracket close here and the comma here. Okay, so then the second is age, colon, let's say 27, comma. The third one was, what was the third one? Gender, gender, colon, it should be male, okay, male, and then colon, a comma, then salary, sorry, salary, colon, give it any integer value. So this is our first record. I just want to put it into the second line so that you have good understanding. Now I put the second one. It is name again, colon, and I'm really what to okay. Let's say this time some to Mary, for example, Mary, and then comma age, colon, for example 32, colon, and then gender female, okay, and then comma, this time salary should be, for example, 3, 4, 5, 6, any number. Then for the third one, we will be writing name, colon, and give me some good name. Which one should I put in? Let's say John, for example, John, and then comma, age, colon. This time we will put, okay, you can see this is a red sign here because I forget to put a comma. Now it's okay. So yeah, age, colon, let's say 44, comma. Then I have a gender, we should put it as a male under the double quotes or single quote you can like, okay, comma, and then the last thing, salary, okay, salary, colon, 4, 3, 5, whatever. And if you notice that there is some problem, the problem is that I put this bracket wrong. It should be here. So yeah, so you can see this is my first record that I would be putting of my first person. Okay, this is the first person. This is the second person. Okay, and remember the first person in the curly bracket followed by a comma. The second person is the curly bracket followed by a comma. The third person is the curly bracket followed by the, because this is the end, so I would not put a comma here. And within the curly bracket is the name of all the fields that I have put in my schema. Okay, you understand this thing? So I will be putting the name here, Ali, age, gender, salary. Okay, now is the time to insert this record. Okay, so I will say, and in order to insert this record, I will be again using my model, which I have referencing with the help of person_doc. So just to copy it so that I will not be person_doc. So I will say person_doc. Now this person_doc has collection, COLLECTION, collection dot insert. This is the command I will be using, and in this command I will put two brackets. And what I want to insert, I want to insert multiple person. And what is the name of the multiple person variable? Many person. So I will put many person here, many person, comma. Then, as now you are familiar that for every method that we use, we have to use a callback function. And the way to write down the callback function is function, two brackets, then two curly brackets. Okay. And because of a callback function deal with the error as well as with the result, so we put error, and error will always be the first argument, comma, result, in this case documents, because this is what we are passing it. And then inside the curly bracket we write down our function body, and we say if there is some error. Okay, if there is some error, what you have to do, you have to write down some error message. So you can say because console dot log bracket, and here you can say, for example, error is occurred, and put them in some single quote. Okay, sorry, single quote, single quote. Okay, otherwise else means if there is no error occurred, then what you will be doing, you asked that you will be writing console, and I think this console dot log multiple, because you want to give a message, multiple documents is added, and all the documents that you have added, the data of all the document is in this doc. So it's a good idea to put it here. So I say comma doc, and it is, I have to close this as well. Now save it, save all, and then Control C to stop the program. Then node index.js, enter. There is some error. What is an error? Female is not defined. Which female is not defined? Just a second. What? Oh, because female is a string variable, is a string, so I have to put it into double quote. Is a value, that's why. And then I have to save it again, save all. Okay, Control C, and then index. Oh, still is the problem. Many person is not defined. I have done something really wrong, which is many persons. The word is many persons. And what I have done, I have put many persons. So I forget to write down an S here. So save it again, save all, and then Control C, and then return it again, index.js. Ah, it's worked. And you can see more things now. There are something you have to understand. One. First of all, this is your multiple record is added coming from here. And the record you have added is Ali. You see Ali was there, and then John, you see John was there, and the third one was, sorry, Mary was there, and the John. And if you look at this one, Fatima, this is coming from, because of the first thing that you say is doc.save, and you put a Fatima record there. Now if you go back to your MongoDB and refresh it, you will see that now that there would be more records: Ali, Mary, John. So you have just seen how to create an application, how to make a connection with an application of the MongoDB using the mongoose. Then you also have seen how to create a schema, how to create a module, and how to add a single record and how to add a multiple record. This is an application and this is your first lab tutorial for the week 5. I have already passed you the lab tutorial. I have demonstrated you how to do this. So all you have to do is do it. And I will see you in my another video. Hope it is making sense to you. If you have any problem, let me know. Okay? Till then, chill and enjoy your working.